Honda to recall around 1M vehicles with dangerous airbags. Detroit Honda is likely to recall around 1 million older vehicles in the US and Canada because the Takata driver's airbag inflators that were installed during previous recalls could be dangerous. Load error documents posted Monday by Canadian Safety. News released by Associated Press on MSN. US to mandate design changes on Boeing 737 MAX 8 after crashes. Washington, Reuters. The United States will mandate that Boeing implement design changes by April that have been in the works for months for the 737 MAX 8 fleet after a fatal crash in October, but said the plane was airworthy and did not need to be. News released by Reuters. California Governor Newsom. Trump's latest act of political theater is $8.6 billion border wall request. The latest act, Newsom said Monday night on CNN, is Trump's $8.6 billion request to fund a wall along the country's border with Mexico, a Make America Great Again campaign promise that triggered the longest government shutdown in American history. News released by USA Today on MSN. U.S. joins Ethiopian-led investigation at Boeing crash site. Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, AP. U.S. aviation experts on Tuesday joined the investigation into the crash of an Ethiopian Airlines jetliner that killed 157 people, as questions grow about the new Boeing plane involved in the crash. The Federal Aviation. News released by Associated Press. Brexit. MPs to vote on Theresa May's deal. MPs will vote on Theresa May's Brexit deal later after she secured legally binding changes to it following last-ditch talks with the EU in Strasbourg. The PM said the changes meant the Irish backstop, the insurance policy designed to avoid a hard border. News released by BBC. Pelosi's hardline on impeachment splits House Dems. Speaker Nancy Pelosi's pronouncement that she is opposed to impeaching President Donald Trump without overwhelming public support divided Democrats Monday, receiving a strong endorsement from her top deputies even as it rankled some who said they. News released by Politico on MSN. Jihadi Mehdi Memouche sentenced to life in prison for Jewish Museum massacre. March 12, UPI. A French citizen guilty of killing 4 people at a Jewish museum in 2014 has been sentenced to life in jail. Mehdi Memouche, a 33-year-old jihadi who had previously fought in Syria for the Islamic State, was found guilty last week of. News released by UPI. Foxconn rejects Microsoft patent lawsuit, says never had to pay royalties. Taipei, Reuters. Taiwan's Foxconn, 2317.tw, on Tuesday responded to a patent infringement lawsuit filed against it by Microsoft Corp., MSFT.O, saying as a contract manufacturer, it has never needed to pay royalties for the U.S. giant's software. News released by Reuters. Russell Westbrook has another profane exchange with fan in Utah. Russell Westbrook didn't particularly like the fans in Utah before Monday night's game. The Oklahoma City Thunder star's opinion will likely be worse after another heated exchange. In video shared on social media, Westbrook was seen unleashing a profanity. News released by USA Today Sports on MSN. Pompeo, U.S. to withdraw all remaining embassy personnel from Venezuela. March 12, UPI. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo announced Tuesday the withdrawal of all remaining American personnel from the U.S. Embassy in Venezuela, citing the deteriorating political situation in the South American country. The U.S. will. News released by UPI. Asian markets rally after Wall Street snaps losing streak. Asian stocks rallied Tuesday, following strong gains on Wall Street that snapped 5 straight days of losses. Investors may have also been buoyed by increased optimism over a Brexit vote in the British Parliament later in the day after Prime Minister. News released by MarketWatch. Stephen Colbert calls BS on Trump's Tim Apple excuses. After Donald Trump referred to Apple CEO Tim Cook as Tim Apple, Stephen Colbert weighed in on the ongoing national scandal that we're calling Applegate, not Christina. There was no way. News released by Mashable. Wrecking Crew drummer Hal Blaine, who played on rock's biggest hits, dead at 90. Hal Blaine, who kept the beat as the drummer in the iconic group of session musicians popularly known as the Wrecking Crew, has died. The Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, who played on about 40 number 1 singles and roughly 150 top 10 tunes, was 90. The news released by HuffPost. UFC star Conor McGregor arrested after smashing fans' phone. McGregor has been in South Florida on vacation as he prepares to return to the ring following suspension from the sport. Adam Hunger / USA Today Sports / Getty Images. Mixed martial art, MMA, star Conor McGregor was arrested in South Florida for stealing and news released by Al Jazeera English. Australia's Cardinal Pell faces sentencing for abusing 2 choir boys. Melbourne, Reuters. Former Vatican Treasurer Cardinal George Pell will be sentenced on Wednesday after his conviction for sexually abusing 2 choir boys in Melbourne in the 1990s, with the judge expected to impose a prison term on the Catholic cardinal. News released by Reuters. NASA's $21 billion budget request to fund Moon, Mars missions. President Trump's fiscal 2020 budget request includes $21.02 billion for NASA, funding the agency's ongoing efforts to develop commercial spacecraft and infrastructure in low Earth orbit and to press ahead with construction and launch of the world's most. News released by CBS News on MSN. Billionaire pedophile Jeffrey Epstein funded this women's empowerment entrepreneur. A Russian model who advocates for women entrepreneurs funded her nonprofit with help from billionaire sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, a review of tax records shows. Lana Pozhitova is president of a New York-based charity called Education Advance, which news released by the Daily Beast. Dogs quit on Iditarod leader when musher yells at one of his animals. The lead group at the Iditarod dog sled race in Alaska gave up a 5-hour edge on the field Monday when the dogs refused to run. The Associated Press reports that French musher Nicolas Petit lost. News released by Yahoo Sports. Elon Musk tells judge he shouldn't be held in contempt for tweets. Tesla CEO Elon Musk told a judge in a court filing that he should not be held in contempt of court for tweets the government says violated a settlement agreement with the billionaire. The Securities and Exchange Commission is attempting an news released by SF Gate.